Hi everyone, my name is Vanshika. I am an entrepreneur, a daughter, a sister and a wife. While growing up, every year as a family, we would go to Diwali and Holi functions. I remember attending one when I overheard a conversation between my father and a few relatives. The conversation went along the lines of, "You have only 2 daughters, आगे जाके business कौन संभालेगा? Who will take care of your work? You don't have a son." As a 5-year-old at that time, I did not understand the underlying meaning behind the question. But for some reason, that incident stuck with me. After graduating from university, I started working for a sanitary pad company where we were looking at redesigning the sanitary pad. This involved multiple product development meetings. As I went from meeting to meeting to meeting, all I could see was only men in the room. Even the product developer himself was a man. How could a man develop a product, one which he would never use or wear? I could not help but wonder, where were the women in the room? Guess what? In the last year itself, 56% of salaried women have exited the workforce in India, in comparison to 11% of men exiting the workforce. Far from an ideal world of equality. So, why do women leave the workforce? One of the answers lies in the application process itself. Women apply for a job when they meet 100% of the criteria, but men will apply even if they meet 60%. A LinkedIn survey goes even further to show that women apply to 20% fewer jobs than men. The bias is so deep that I see this lack of confidence playing out in the office daily, where Parul, who has taken up a new role, safely says, "I'll try to do my best. Maybe the results will take time to come in, but we will hit 70% of our targets." Contrasting to her male counterpart, who very confidently tells me that not only will the results come in a shorter time span, but he will also achieve 100% of our target. Men do not think twice about leaning in. Overqualified and overprepared, many women still hold back. Women are less confident in their abilities, which leads them to not want to pursue future opportunities. Women only feel confident when they feel they're perfect. This disparity is heightened by the way society views working women. A study in 2007 of academic careers found a man with children is 4 more times likely to be promoted to a full-time professor than a woman with children. This is not caused because being a mother means working less, but in fact, being a mother itself is perceived as a disqualification. I remember meeting Ritika, a girl in Delhi, when I was doing my field research for Cool Kanya. As we got talking, one of the first questions I asked her was what was the work that she did. I remember she hesitated a little and looked down and quietly said, "Nothing." But after a pause she mentioned, "I worked with a big consulting company 5 years ago before my son was born." She narrated an incident with her 5-year-old son when he came back from school one day and told her, "Mummy, mummy, जैसे मुझे pocket money मिलता है, वैसे ही आपको pocket money मिलता है ना? Don't you get pocket money like I do?" She said that incident ignited in her the fire to earn her own living and money again. She wanted to start working, but she did not know how. This disparity also exists in pay. A couple of days ago, I reposted a Cool Kanya article on my Instagram handle about why women should talk about their salaries. And guess what? My Instagram was flooded with messages where women realized they earned significantly lesser than their male counterpart. This is in line with studies by Carnegie Mellon University, which found that men initiate salary negotiations 4 times as often as women do. And when women do negotiate, they ask for 30% less money than men do. Data also suggests that women earn 19% lesser than their male counterparts. The gender bias is so ingrained that it takes time to even realize when someone says something sexist or discriminatory. This happened to me. 2 years ago, I went to an investor for advice on Kulkanya, my startup. I wanted his view on my business model. After he looked at it, he looked up and asked me, "Do you plan on getting married soon?" He went on to say that this would show how serious I was about my business and would impact whether an investor would invest in me or not. I remember feeling perplexed in that moment and not realizing the undertones of sexism and simply thinking to myself, what was the relevance of that question? It was only later that it hit me that that same question would not have been asked to a man in my place. Would his seriousness be gauged by his marital status or the quality of the business he runs? We face inequality in small ways every day, in everything we do, and sometimes we don't even realize it. When I dream of an alternate world, I dream of one where roles are not gendered. Caretaking is a responsibility of both a man and a woman. I dream of a world where organizations introduce gender-neutral parental leave and women do not hesitate to come back to the workforce. I dream of a world where equal pay is the norm. I dream of a world where women believe in themselves more. I dream of a world where personal life decisions do not impact professional ones and where there are more women in office spaces. I dream of an equal world. Many of us want to create this world, and guess what? It starts with ourselves. There is a lot we can do. First, let's all promise to take a seat at the table and not be sidelined. Raise your hand, ask that question, negotiate your salary and chase that promotion. Appreciate your female colleague for the work she has done. And for men in the room, help with the household work. Be an equal partner in every way. The first step of having an equal say and an equal pay in the workplace begins with each one of us. And finally, coming to the question that was posed to my father years ago by my relatives. आगे जाके business और काम दोनों मैं करूँगी और मैं संभालूँगी. I will do both work and manage the business. Because in today's world, a woman is equal to a man, if not better than one.